Hello and welcome to English Digest. I'm Seb.
And I'm Laura.
And we are looking at this month's picture writing assignment today.
Oh,
Yay,
I love
pictures.
this.
I love to draw. Well, no, we're not actually drawing today.
I don't love to draw,
Yeah.
but I mean, pictures. I love to talk about pictures and write about them, yeah.
Yeah, it can be fun. If it's an interesting picture, like
Or it's
if you're an art journalist.
About, something that may remind you of some memories.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
I do always like to, especially when I go home, which I'm really excited for because I'm going home in like just under 2 weeks.
No way!
Yes. Super excited.
Oh my God, how long has it been? Or
2.5 years.
That's forever.
Yeah.
It's like,
I haven't seen my family in a really long time.
Finally.
And one thing I really love doing when I go home is looking through like all our old photo albums because I'm like, oh, I'm here.
Me too. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yes. Were you a cute baby?
Of course.
I thought I was a cute baby, and then I showed my friends a picture of me as a baby, and they said, it's okay.
I know. This is like what an insult is to me because I thought I was like really cute when I was a little girl. And I said like, look how cute I looked. And they were like, I'm glad you turned out to be really beautiful now. And I'm like, okay.
That's a backhanded compliment.
Like, I hate that. It's like, seriously, it's like, what does that mean? Am I supposed to be happy?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if
that.
in Chinese you have this phrase, backhanded compliment. It's like when someone says a compliment, but it's phrased in a way that makes you feel bad. It's like if I go up to you and I say, wow, Laura, you look really good today.
Oh,
like it sounds like other days
just
you
today?
are ugly.
What about I look ugly yesterday, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a very backhanded compliment. But today we're not actually talking about backhanded compliments. We're not even talking about babies. I don't know how we got onto this subject.
We are talking about traveling because we're talking about you going back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, super excited for that. Super excited to go back. And so, yeah, I'm really eager to get into this picture writing assignment because it's making me eager to go home. And I like feeling like that. So let's look at our topic and instructions. All right, let's take a closer look. Everyone has their favorite vacation spot where they can relax. Please write an essay based on this topic. The essay should be at least 120 words long and have 2 paragraphs. Describe the 2 pictures in the first paragraph and then talk about your favorite vacation spot and why in the second paragraph. Okay, so pretty simple. This is like a lot of our topic writing assignments. Mm-hmm. You need to tell us about a thing and then tell us something about you. So, your favorite and tell us about why it's your favorite, basically.
Super clear and easy. Okay, 所以每个人都有自己喜欢的可以放松的度假地点啦。请以此为主题，并依据下列2张图片的内容写一篇英文作文。那文长要至少120个单词。那文章必须分段。那第一段要描述2张图片哦。那第二段则说明，你喜欢哪种度假地点，然后并且解释你的理由。
Mm-hmm. So favorite vacation spots. That's a very interesting topic. Where is your favorite place to go, Laura? Or are you the kind of person who goes to the same places? Or do you like to go to different places?
Go to the same places because, I don't know. I don't like to change the things I like. So the beach, of course. I love swimming, the summer, and hot guys on the beach. Checking them out. Okay, I also love Tainan. Like, I think I just went at the end of last year. And I haven't been to Tainan before. I mean, I probably have been there, but it's like when I was a kid. But I didn't realize it's so different now from what I remembered or I thought. I kind of think Tainan is probably kind of boring, countryside. No, they have a lot of bars and also like the food there. Super cheap and delicious.
It is supposed to be really cheap. I have to tell you, the first time I went to Tainan, I didn't like it.
What?
I don't know why. I just didn't have fun.
And
I came away and I thought, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was like, okay. But I went back with my friends like 2 months ago
Yeah.
and had an amazing time. And I was like, I was completely wrong about Tainan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I think of Tainan, I thought, boring. I thought it's like a countryside, super hot. That's all. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I still like to tell Taiwanese people that I hate Tainan because everybody's like, what? How do you hate Tainan? It's always funny to get that reaction. But no, Tainan people, you're great. And I like your city. Anyway, I would say my favorite vacation spot, though, is Taidong. I think Taidong is the most interesting, fun place in Taiwan, in my opinion. Like, I love going to Taidong.
So that's like your happy place.
It's my happy place. When I'm stressed, I just close my eyes and I think about Taidong City,
I've never been there.
Donghe,
I know that
Changong,
sounds really
all of those
funny.
places.
I've never been, ever been to Taidong.
It's so pretty. It's gorgeous and nobody knows about it. Nobody goes there.
Does it take long, though? Like, is it difficult, like with transportation and everything?
No, I think it takes about the same amount of time as going to Kaohsiung.
And can you go by an MRT?
The Gaotie. If you don't take the Gaotie,
See,
the high-speed rail.
How do you get there?
You take the train. There's a train.
Oh, that's probably why I've never been, because I'm like too lazy. I think it's like, I don't like road trips or like taking like longer or long train rides.
Yes.
You do? You enjoy
like
that?
A certain level of luxury when you go on vacation. You don't want to be...
Maybe.
Maybe.
I love shopping.
Maybe.
Okay.
You can fly there. Anyway, I will convince you to go to Taidong later.
Please,
Let's get on and develop our approach.
Sure.
So now this assignment is one that you should practice if you're preparing for your final English exams. Isn't that right, Laura?
That's right. OK, 所以本次看图写作是模仿111年的英文学测。那根据提供的图片描述其所这个呈现的场所，并且论述自己喜欢的地点哦。
Right, so there are 2 skills we're practicing here, descriptive writing and narrative writing. When we write descriptively, we basically talk about how something is, how it looks, how it smells, how it sounds, how it tastes, how it feels, what it's like, basically. In descriptive writing, we want to talk about things we can perceive. So we're not giving many opinions or personal interpretations. This is a great skill to develop for your exams because a lot of the essay questions in Taiwan involve writing about graphics, about pictures, about tables, about illustrations. You're likely to have a question like that in one of your tests at some point, so it's good to develop this skill. And if there is a picture or a graphic in your exam, you're going to want to be good at description. So, how do we write this?
OK, 所以写什么怎么写大家可能很想知道吧。那第一段要描写2张图片哦。那着重在描述图片的内容，就是像是人、事、时、地、物等等。那你可以先观察这图片中的人物的服装啦，他的动作啊，还有他的场景啊等等。那解读图片所要传达的讯息之后，设定整篇文章所要表达的主旨。那可以先从2张图片的相似处下手哦，并且分别描写2张图片个别的内容哦。
Exactly. Actually, I have a great exercise you can do if you want to practice this at home. Descriptive writing, that is.
Okay.
To do this, you'll need a picture, any picture. You can go on social media. You can, open up a newspaper, if anybody reads newspapers anymore, or like go on a news website and just find a picture with something interesting happening. Then set yourself a timer and give yourself 5 minutes to write down as many things as you can about that picture. So when I say write down a lot of things, I don't mean make a list. I mean try and write a description about it. So say there's a woman in a hat and she sat on a chair drinking a coffee.
I was thinking about women in a hat.
I don't know why everybody thinks of women in hats. Women in hats are great. But so what you're doing is you're writing down everything you can see in the image. And the practice here is talking about things that you can perceive, not things that you think about the image, not opinions of the image.
Okay.
And it's a very good skill for practicing detailed writing, seeing how much information you can get from a picture. And it's really good for these exam questions. So you can try that at home. And it's also good, you can read your description afterwards to check that you don't have a biased voice, to check that your voice is objective and unbiased. So look at the way that you're writing. If you say there's a woman wearing an ugly hat, that makes it sound like you don't like the woman or you don't like the hat. So how can you write in a very
I don't know.
even way?
I can just imagine my students writing that though. Because, I mean, sometimes in tests, you do see a lot of, like, pictures that aren't so pleasant. Maybe they are ugly hats, in
That's
the
true.
pictures, especially in the test, right?
To be honest, I think in your exams, if you use a bit of biased language, it's okay, depending on what that language is, obviously. But if you want to go to university and use your English like at a high level later on, it's very good to learn to write in a very neutral way.
Of course.
Because sometimes you might have opinions, but it's not suitable to talk about those opinions in whatever you're writing. So like if you're writing an essay, you need to know how to present your argument in a very neutral way. Anyway, let's move on and see what else we need to know for
the
this
second paragraph?
passage. The second paragraph, yes.
OK， 所以第二段可以从自身经验出发，描述自己喜欢的度假地点，然后举出合理的原因跟说明就好咯。
Exactly. So this is where our second writing skill comes in.
This is
narrative
easy too.
writing. And if you're not sure about narrative writing, you can actually check our earlier episode this month where we talked about writing narratives for topic writing. It's the same thing, but to recap, you're telling a story about yourself, basically. So a place that you went that you thought was very special. So I might write about Taidong. Laura might write about Tainan. Like a day that we went there and we thought it was fantastic. Like, how did we come to think that these places were so great? There's your story. That's what you want to write about. So let's practice some of this now by looking at some pictures and brainstorming some ideas for our writing assignment.
Oh, okay. 好好玩哦。
Brainstorming. So, Laura, can you see these two pictures? We've got two pictures here. Yes.
Okay.
And what can we see in these pictures?
The beach. Ooh, there's a couple holding hands.
Yes.
And what about the other picture? This is like kind of like a campsite or like they're camping. They're out in the wild or the mountains.
Yes. Maybe it could be somewhere like Europe or the United States.
Is
Like
that
the
like
countryside doesn't look like Taiwan, right?
Yeah, what is that next to them? Is that like a kind of like a chair or is it like a bag?
It looks like a backpack. So maybe they went
Okay.
hiking. Maybe they've gone hiking and they're taking a break.
Oh, okay. But both of them are kind of like very like relaxed.
That's
They're both,
true.
Like, happy, relaxed.
They could be older people, I think especially when I see the man's hat in the beach picture, I think that hat is like a hat that older men tend to wear. Like my dad loves wearing those hats on holiday. So I feel like, you can really make a story out of this is what I'm saying. Like
This is what I did.
Maybe he's just retired. Maybe he just finished working as a police officer for 40 years and this is his first ever vacation and he's in the Caribbean. I don't know.
Yeah, like a movie story now. Yeah, a
so
screenplay.
Exactly. So you can use a mind map, skills like this to develop a story out of these pictures.
Or they're, like maybe they're just friends. I mean, really, they're not even a couple.
Yes.
Maybe I think, okay, maybe one person's feeling really upset or sad. Like something happened. Maybe she broke up with her boyfriend or something like that. And she's really sad. And he or she's just giving them more support, comfort, things like that. I mean, it looks like that to me for the first picture. I don't know. What do you think?
That's true. I was just about to say, what if he just said to her or she just said to him, I think we should get a divorce. And
oh my God.
It's a really dramatic moment and they're holding hands because they're both very sad.
But we've become family and friends. Even though we can't be together romantically or in a marriage, we do want to have our own freedom, but we can still, chill and,
You need to write a book about this.
I totally.
You guys.
I love brainstorming.
Brainstorming is so much fun. So you guys only have 120 words. So to also try and remember when you write your story, it's got to be a story you can tell in 120 words.
Don't you just wish...
So maybe don't write a book. Don't start with the day they got married.
Because you only have 120 words. You could give them a name like Jack and Jill, or
Yeah, you can.
And
remember,
then don't talk too much.
It's
about
good
the
that you
details.
pointed that out, actually. Sometimes in the exam questions, they might ask you to give names. Sometimes they might tell you not to give names.
Oh,
so
okay.
do whatever the assignment says there. Anyway, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be creating a mind map, a flowcharty kind of mind map that is going to help us plan these two different pictures.
Okay.
So, right, we can begin to organize our ideas into a tree-shaped mind map. It's similar to the regular kind of brainstorming mind map that you might be used to, but we divide all our points into two main areas. So let's take a closer look at the example. Our top bubble here, we've got people relaxing during their vacations. And then we've split it into two different pictures. We've got people on a beach and in the mountains. And then what they've done is they've done what Laura and I have just done. They've just thought, what are all the different things I can see? What are the things that might be happening? And they've written all of these down. Okay, so basically that's what you want to do.
I didn't actually see others strolling in the background of picture 2, but now I see it.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that
I thought they were
before.
just tiny trees or plants.
Yeah.
Right? They're
it
people.
Could be.
So it's probably like an area, like a famous camp, or I don't know, like a mountain spot.
That's true. That's true.
Interesting.
You're really good at this.
I know.
Yeah. Take Laura's writing class, everybody.
I'm going to write a book.
Yeah, you are. Okay, let's move on to our next section, our outlining. So we've got all of our ideas on our flowchart. And we're going to be writing an outline. Now, to recap, an outline is basically where we organize all of our ideas so that they are easy to put out into an essay, basically, into a story. So obviously, sometimes when you're writing longer stories, when you're writing essays, when you've got lots of research, it can be very confusing. You can get lost. And actually, a few months ago, when I was starting a big project at university, my professor told me in the first meeting, she said, you need to make a map for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to get lost because you're going to be thinking about so many different things that you're going to get confused and then you're going to not know how to carry on. So that's really what outlines do for us. They give us a map to find our own way through the story. So that's what you're doing here. You're creating a structure. So let's take a look at our example outline. We've got our first paragraph and our second paragraph. As usual, we've got our topic sentences, our 主题句, and we've got a conclusion. So, Laura, can you walk us through the first paragraph?
Okay, so these pictures both show people relaxing during their vacations. So the assignment was to write a descriptive passage comparing two photographs. So our topic sentence can be nice and simple. It just explains what the pictures show. So A, the first shows two people sitting in chairs on a beach. B, they're both enjoying drinks in coconuts and holding hands as they gaze out to sea. C, the second picture also shows two people in chairs, but they're in the mountains. D, they're on a grassy hill and they're looking at tree-covered mountain slopes. Oh, yeah, they are.
That's true. I think it's cool that they included what the people are doing aside from sitting down. Because if you look closely, there's other things you can tell about this image.
And they're both like summer-ish time. Because it doesn't seem like a cold winter.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just what I think.
No, and that's something that you can put into your writing. So let's look at our second paragraph. I'm more like the people in the second picture. I like to spend my vacations in the mountains. The air is clear and fresh there, and the scenery is beautiful. And beaches are often busy, but the mountains are always peaceful. I find that to be true, actually. You know, it can be really difficult sometimes to find a peaceful beach, but I feel like every time I go to the mountains, it's easy to get rid of everybody else.
That's
and
true.
be on my
That's
own.
true. And some beaches are kind of dirty here in Taiwan.
Right.
Okay, so conclusion?
I can really relax there, and I always feel well rested when I return. Right, so this, again, as we were saying, you need to give, your conclusion is really going to help bring everything together. Sometimes you're reading a nice story and you think, oh, this is a really interesting story, but you don't know why you're reading it, and your conclusion is really like, that's why. That's why this is interesting. Here's your reason. So here, the conclusion, I lost it for a second there. I can really relax there, and I always feel well rested when I return. So that's why I love the mountains. That's why this was interesting. There's your conclusion. All right, let's take a break here, and then we will go through the basic sample and the advanced sample. Basic sample. These two pictures both show two people relaxing during their vacations. The first shows two people sitting in chairs on a beach. It's a lovely sunny day, and they are very close to the water. They are both enjoying drinks in coconuts, and they are holding hands as they gaze out to sea. The second picture also shows people in chairs, but they're in the mountains. They're on a grassy hill, and they're looking at tree-covered mountain slopes. Some people, like those in the first picture, prefer to spend their vacations on the beach. I'm more like the people in the second picture, though. I like to spend my vacations in the mountains. The air is clear and fresh there, and the scenery is beautiful. Beaches are often busy, but the mountains are always peaceful. I can really relax there, and I always feel well rested when I return.
I feel I'm gonna cry.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know. The way you read it, it's so touching for some reason. I don't know.
You.
Maybe
Thanks.
relaxing makes people happy.
I think one reason probably that it is such a nice passage to listen to is that the writer has used a lot of emotive language.
Yes. I don't know. For some reason, I just feel touched.
So like emotive language, emotive verbs are basically verbs that have something to do with your perception. So they have things to do with your sight, your hearing, your smell, your touch.
Oh, yeah.
And when you change verb, when you use these verbs, it makes the writing have more feeling. Because you might be saying, she looked at the beach. But if you say, she gazed at the beach, or she gazed out to sea, gaze means look, but it means to look at something in a very relaxed, very just like lounging on a beach
laid
kind
back.
of way. You know, it gives you a feeling of being on vacation.
Yeah.
So when they say the air is clear and fresh there, and they gaze out to sea, I immediately have a feeling of, this is some kind of like natural paradise, and they're just relaxing and having a really nice time.
I like stargazing, speaking of the word gaze.
Yes, stargazing is such a romantic
wonderful
word. I love stargazing.
We should go to Taidong and do that.
I did it in Taidong, and it's really good.
Up. Okay, I'll go.
No, I'll go with you. I like it. Anyway.
Are we going to read another advanced sample then?
Yes, let's move on to the second sample, the advanced sample. Advanced sample. These two photographs depict people enjoying some rest and relaxation in two different vacation destinations. In the first one, two people sit in deck chairs while holding hands. Both are wearing hats, and next to the deck chairs are coconuts with drinks in them. It's a stunningly beautiful day, and the pair are close enough to the sea that the waves will likely lap at their feet. In the second picture, two people are relaxing in red camping chairs and gazing out across a view of a mountain valley. There appears to be a hiking trail in the valley, and other people are strolling along it. If you were to ask me to select the ideal destination for a vacation, it would be the beach. I love the sound of the ocean and the feel of the sand between my toes. There's nothing better than a cooling sea breeze on a hot day. However, looking at the picture with the two people holding hands reminds me that the person or people you take a vacation with are just as important as the destination you select, perhaps even more so. Vacations create wonderful memories, and the value of memories increases exponentially if they are shared. So while I will always prefer to visit the beach over the mountains, as long as I'm with the people I like, I know I'll have a fantastic time either way. That one's really sweet. I like that one.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice. That's true. I think that's very true.
That's true. I like this one too.
Like, I think really the people make the vacation, not the destination.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Like, I had a time I went to Kending last year, and a typhoon hit like the day after we arrived. And so we were stuck in the hotel the whole time. But because I went with some really good friends, I had a wonderful time.
It sounded romantic, I was going to say. And then you said, oh, okay, we were with a group of friends.
No, it was a group of friends. But we had it was raining the whole time, but we had a really fun time.
I know what you mean because I've been to places that really aren't so fascinating and sometimes we laugh about it with friends you say, oh, remember that time this has happened. But because we were with really fun friends, we kind of think, well, we'll just have a good laugh. But then we had a great time still, even though the place was pretty, maybe we were laughing about the food. It's oh my God, why is this so expensive but tastes terrible? But then in thinking back and everything, it's it became memory. So I think it's the people that you go with.
Exactly.
Definitely.
It's all part of life's rich tapestry. So what do we want to talk about with this essay? Because there's a lot of good things. I think one of the words that I would like to point out is exponentially.
I was going to say, oh my God, I was going to pick that word. I was okay, think of a word and then let's choose together.
Okay. Well, I already picked exponentially, so I'm going to talk about that one. Exponentially is, remember, it's exponentially, not exponentially. Even though it has a T, we give it a sh sound. So exponentially means more and more, but when things grow or get bigger, faster and faster as they grow. So if you think about a line graph, right? Like a line graph which is curved. I don't know why I'm trying to do this in a recording studio. Pointing out how to draw a line graph.
Visualize, guys.
If you visualize a line graph where the line is getting steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper as it goes higher, then that's exponential growth because things are growing faster and faster. If a bomb goes off, right? Think of a big bomb cloud, like the mushroom cloud. Then obviously it starts very small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It gets huge. And as it moves outer, it grows bigger faster. That's what exponential is as an adjective. And as an adverb, you can call it exponentially. So my love for Sonia grew exponentially. Every day I loved her twice as much as the day before.
Aww.
Yeah. All right, that's all the time that we have for today's episode. I hope that you've learned something useful for your English exams. I definitely have. I've loved teaching these. Every time I teach one of them, I go home and I have to write an essay for school or I have to write an article for work. And these writing tips are always super helpful for me. I'm so glad I was teaching English Digest today because now I have the ideas in my head.
And it's not because I'm teaching it with you for the first few times. Because we don't usually do this together. I hope I can come back again and do more of
Yes,
these.
we'd love to have you back again. Hopefully we'll see Laura again soon.
Tell me if you miss me and love me, guys.
Yeah, leave a comment. I don't know how.
Email.
Write a letter. Write a letter in 120 words. All right, we will see you soon. We'll see you next month, I believe. Oh, no, maybe next month.
Okay,
All
bye.
Right. All right, bye-bye.